How y'all doing? I had a question about last week. I was talking about just being friends with my exes and stuff, and a lot of times you do get the questions of how do you do it? What went on? There's so much stuff that happens. It's hard to let things go and stuff. And one of those things was that I have kids together with these people and stuff. All my kids are from my first wife, and then my second wife pretty much raised them. And they, pretty much have two mothers. They still have a relationship with my second wife and everything. They still call her mom. They're her daughters. They're considered brothers and sisters and stuff. And I'm glad they have that relationship. But I was a single dad, and I had custody of my kids and everything. So when everything went down, yeah, I could have just been like, well, you're not gonna have any contact with them anymore, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. But at the time, going through divorce, going through all that, I was kind of broke. So I couldn't really provide as much for my youngest, especially, as I wanted to. I couldn't take him on trips. I couldn't take him on places and stuff like that. And I wanted him to be able to experience life. So my ex is from Louisiana, so when she would go visit home and stuff like that, I would let my youngest go with her and her boyfriend slash husband now and stuff. I would let him go because I wanted him to experience those things and stuff. It wasn't about my pride. It wasn't about resentment or bitterness or anything like that. It was more about what's the best for my son, and that was the best for my son, to let him experience those things, let him go and do those fun things that I couldn't provide for him at the time. So that's part of it, having that humility when it comes to a relationship, and knowing that hey, there are some things that come before all this little petty drama that we get involved in. So anyways, have an awesome Tuesday here at Awesome Basic QP, and I love you so much. Peace out. Bye.